an institution teeming with adolescent life. Take a closer look into the bustle of this university, and you will find students of varying nature and character, all interacting with one another to form the fragile ecosystem that is college. It may be hard to see, but hidden behind these novels and encyclopedias is where Collegius Dweebus works. These weaklings avoid all contact from the societal world and immerse themselves in research. They are undoubtedly the smartest college species, but don't let their frail appearance fool you. Nerds can strike at any moment, so it's best to leave them to their studies. Notice how this specimen searches for power. Without a laptop, nerds are helpless, and outlets can be hard to come by. But he is an expert, and has done this many times before. Just one sniff, and he finds a nearby socket. Power at last. Deep into his studies, our camera crew has captured something highly unusual. Another college student has invaded the nerd's domain. Nerds are extremely territorial, and interrupting their studies can be deadly. The nerd strikes. He fends off the intruder with vicious death stares. One after another, he scours the trespasser with all his might. But it's not working. The trespasser is completely oblivious to the attacks. His defense has failed, and for now, he must cope with the company. Despite their intellectual advantage, the nerd population is in grave danger, for they can rarely find a female to mate with. It may take years, even decades for this nerd to find a willing partner, and even then, his chances of achieving intercourse are rather slim. A lonely life it is for a dweeb. Behind the computer screen lurks a gamer, Collegius Strategus. It's in the darkness where the gamer thrives. Rather than focusing on tangible relationships, a gamer lives through the eyes of their virtual character. This one here is a level 15 wizard, the most powerful in all of Gondor. Online duels can escalate to epic proportions. One can go weeks without moving from their monitor, feeding only on soda and potato crisps. Because of their excessive interaction with computers, gamers have evolved to possess blistering reaction speeds. When it comes to visual stimuli, a gamer reacts in 0.3 nanoseconds, nearly 100 times faster than the average student. But, as their eyes are their strength, they are also a weakness. If exposed to bright light, a gamer can go blind. With just a flick of a switch, an incoming specimen nearly scorches the gamer's corneas to dust. Luckily, he has shielded his eyes in the nick of time. After avoiding an almost life-ending situation, the gamer is back to the duel, slaughtering orcs for the glory of victory. Athletes come in many shapes and sizes. Here, in the chlorinated pools of Oneonta, is where the playful college swimmer trains. Unlike most athletes, the swimmer requires almost no equipment and is most comfortable wearing the tightest of Speedos. This allows them to reach incredible speeds in the water. An athlete lives almost entirely on carbohydrates, for any kind of junk food will slow them down. Notice the athleticism as the swimmer shows off his strength, jumping from lane to lane. Marvelous. A dive. Swimmers are a rather friendly specimen, and this one is quite welcoming of our camera crew. Swimmers are the only amphibious creatures in college, living nearly half their life underwater. They can hold their breath for nearly 5 minutes, longer than most mammals. But an athlete is quick to remember his duties. Playtime has ended, and the training must continue. In living rooms throughout the entire city is where Collegius Cannabis lives, the college stoner. Stoners are the slowest moving of all college students. It can take Collegius Cannabis near hours to perform the most simple of tasks. In this rare footage, we've managed to capture the kindling of a blunt, one of many ways it stays high. After just one puff, these creatures nestle into the sanctity of the couch, safe from the lingering police outside. Stoners are desperate scavengers. If marijuana is scarce, they scrape their grinders for any remains that can be found. Almost immediately after smoking, the stoners ravage the kitchen pantry, eating anything and everything inside. By the end of its long day, a stoner has two options: sleep or continue to blaze on. This one heads to bed, resting comfortably in preparation for tomorrow's wake and bake. Though each student may vary in terms of their habitual practices, they are all part of a larger picture, a campus bursting with diversity and knowledge. From the heaviest of all smokers to the healthiest of athletes, each species plays an important role in sustaining homeostasis. It's the relationships between one another that make college diverse, amusing, and perhaps most of all, a valuable learning experience.